Gappers are insanely profitable. This is a trade I took today and I made $12,298 in like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 25 minutes. This is the exact trade I made. Gappers, like I've discovered this. This is like one of the greatest things ever. It is so profitable and it's so consistent. It's like you're cheating. It literally feels like cheating. I'm gonna explain how I took this trade, how I found the trade. I'll literally explain everything to you so you can copy the exact same strategy and make trades like this yourself. Because I'm just a normal dude. I'm literally a normal dude. I'm not a genius. I don't have an insane IQ. So if I can do it, you can do it too. So let's begin. The first thing we discuss is, what even is a gapper? Because some of you guys may be confused. I didn't know what a gapper is. But let me explain what a gapper is. So here we have a daily chart, right? We have stock, we have the daily chart. And you can see yesterday it closed at like, 18 cents? And today it opened at like 39, 40-ish cents. So there's this gap in the chart. That's why it's called a gapper, because there's a gap in the chart. That's literally why it's called. Now you might be asking, okay, well, why is there a gap in the chart? Now if you go to the 5-minute chart, you can see this happened. Now this yellow-orange place is called the pre-market, and this blue thing is called the post-market. Pre-market, the company released news, maybe they announced something, maybe there was a merger, whatever. Because of a catalyst, because of some news source, the stock started going up. And it went up and up and up and up. And as soon as market opened, it opened here. Right over here. And it closed here. This gap, like all the way up over here, is why it's a gapper. These happen every single day. You might think to yourself, okay, well, isn't this a rare move? Don't these types of move happen like once a week or maybe once a month? No, these happen every single day. And I'm going to get into it, how you can find these and how you can trade these. Now, the reason we trade these specifically is for, let's go through the 3 reasons. The first thing is volatility. Right? These are extremely volatile. When they open, they can go up, they can go down, they can go sideways. They're extremely volatile. So if you can capture a tiny move, imagine a stock. Let's stop imagining. Let's look at this. This stock opened at like 40 cents with a high of $1.34. If we look at the change, it literally went up 242%. Imagine if you got a tiny sliver of 242%. You make a shit ton of money. That's what I did. I got a tiny sliver of 242%. Like this is the whole strategy. This is how easy it can be. So it's extremely volatile. There is a lot of volume and there's a lot of liquidity. So there's no chance of you getting stuck into a trade or I don't really know what to do. There's a lot of volume. You know it's gonna work. So now let's go through all the steps. I have a couple of steps here. Let's go through them step by step. And after this, you will know how to trade gappers. Step number 1 is to find the perfect gapper. We need to find these, right? Where do we even find these gappers, these stocks going up? How do we do it? The first thing to do is you need to go to a stock screener. There's like 20 billion stock screeners, bro. Don't overcomplicate this. The one I personally use is TradingView. I know some friends who use FinViz. There's people who use YouTube screeners. There's so many different things. But just to keep it simple, go to TradingView, click this stock screener. It's that simple. And set it up exactly like this. Gap percentage and volume. That's like literally all you need. Once you have this, the next thing you do is you need to sort by the gap and you need to have a minimum of 20% gap. So if you look over here, you can see all these different gappers, right? This one's up 100%, this one's 50, 40, 30, blah, blah, blah. If a stock is not gapping at least 20%, I'm just not going to look at it, right? So like I look at the gappers, I'm like, all right, this is 20.06. I'm going to look at all the ones above this. All the ones below this, I'm just going to completely forget. Why? Because they have barely any volume. Look at this. This has 995 volume, 685,000, 2,000, 3,000, barely any volume. All the ones over here have like millions of volume, except this one, but that's fine. So they have a lot of volume, they have a lot of volatility. So that's the first thing you need to see. You need to have a stock with a minimum of 20%. The next thing you want to do is you need to have a stock with a small float. So if you go over here, you start analyzing every single gapper. You want to click this thing over here, and then you can see the shares float. This has 8.4 million shares float. That's tiny. That's extremely tiny. If I search up Apple right now, and we look at the shares float, it's 15 billion. Like this is not gonna move. This stock is not gonna move. This one with 8 million is gonna move like heavily. So we need something with a small float. Once you have that ticked off, you're ready to go to the next step. Step number 2 is the short list. Once you have this massive list of gappers right over here, you want to start shortlisting. And there's 2 main things that you need to look out for. The first thing is consistent volume, and the second thing is a support level. If we look at the stock that I traded over here, you can see that it has consistent volume. All the way through this consistent volume. There's never a time where it's all the way up here and then it just dies off and there's barely any. It's very consistent all the way throughout. So we've ticked that off. Second thing, like I said, we need a support level. This over here is a support level. This over here is a support level. So before the market even opens, we've identified the support levels. So when the market opens, we can move on to step 3. Step 3 is to enter. Again, 2 main things you have to keep in mind. The first is you need to wait for support, and the second is you need to enter when stock confirms a support. So we've already identified, all right, this is going to be the support. We're going to be entering roughly over here. If the stock touches here and it respects the support, there's volume coming in, we're going to be entering. And let's see what happened. Stock opens, hits our exact support over here, volume comes in, perfect. Like, what else do you want? We enter. That's exactly when we enter. Let's move on to step 4. Step 4 is to take profit. Once you've entered, obviously the next thing is to take profit. Now there's a couple things you need to consider. You need to sell the stock when you see weakness. Do not sell the stock randomly. I see people who hold the stock for like a couple of seconds. So like, okay, I'm gonna hold the stock only for 10 seconds. 10 seconds later, I'm gonna sell. That's like the stupidest thing I've heard all day. Like you're not supposed to do that. You need to sell when there's weakness. 3 main things: VWAP, pre-market high, and half dollar, whole dollar resistance. So let's go through each one of them. So you can see over here, if the stock tried going up, this purple line over here is VWAP, by the way. If the stock tried going up and it could not get above this purple line, I'm gonna sell like that because there's so much resistance on VWAP. The stock is trying its best to get above VWAP, but it just can't. I'm gonna sell. That's the first option. Second option is, let's say it goes through VWAP, which this one ended up doing. The second reason I'm gonna sell is because it's gonna go above pre-market high. So this over here, you can see is pre-market. This is the highest point of pre-market. So if the stock hits over here and you can see it's trying to go up but it barely can, I'm going to sell as soon as it hits pre-market. That's the second option. The third option is half dollar, whole dollar resistance. So you can see the price over here is about 39 cents. The next major level of resistance is 50 cents because that's the next half dollar. And in fact, you can see literally over here, 50 cents is exactly, like look at the high over here. 50 cents, it's exactly the point where the stock went up and said, nah, I'm going down. And it went down exactly at 50 cents. Why? 50 cents is half dollar resistance. You see what I mean? So if we're going to be entering and it beats VWAP, check. It beats pre-market high, check. The next place I would logically be thinking to exit is $1, right? And look, hits $1, I can sell over here. Like, that's how you exit. You don't exit randomly after 26 seconds or some crap. You exit when you see weakness. Step number 5 is to rinse and repeat every single day. This is the whole trade that I made. Like I've explained the whole trade to you. And the idea is to trade like this every single day. You scan for gappers, you shortlist, you find support, you enter and you exit every single day. Be consistent with this. Don't be choppy. Don't say, my toe hurts today, I don't want to trade. You need to be consistent with this type of stuff. That's how you grow your account. You don't grow your account by trading when you feel like it. You grow your account by trading literally every single day. That's how you grow your account. And when you're starting out and you're a bit nervous or you're not too sure about the strategy, don't force yourself to trade the strategy with real money. The best thing to do is to trade with a paper account, with fake money. It's so easy to do that now. Just search up like paper trading account and start trading with that. That gives you practice, it builds confidence, and it makes you practice the strategy. It makes you understand how the strategy works. And once you're finally confident, it might be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month later. Once you're finally confident, that's when you need to go in with real money, not before that. The last thing I'd say is you need to analyze every single trade that you make. This is super important. Me, I make a video. I literally make a video after each and every trade I make, analyzing. I'm like, okay, this is the reason I entered. This is the reason I sold. I could have done this better. I could have done this better. This was a great thing. This was a bad thing. I make like an analysis, like a review, a trade review, I call it, after every single trade. That's how important it is. And I do this for a living. And I still do these trade reviews because they're so beneficial. Because when you self-analyze every single trade that you make, that's how you get better. You don't get better by just repeating the same thing again and again. You get better by repeating the same thing and analyzing what you did. That's how you truly get better. Now I'll show you some proof that this works for me and a bunch of others. So as you guys know, we have the Drako Room. This is my personal community. You can see all the people that are making money from this community. It's crazy. Today, this guy made Nick. He made $261. Luke made $216. Pawnee made 114. Taz made 405. Taz made 2,870. You can see people are winning like almost every single day. Someone is making money. It's crazy. Inside the community, we also have the watch list channel. This channel is where I explain everything. I do all the work for you. So when you see the gappers in the beginning, you don't have to figure out which ones to trade because I literally tell you which ones I'm going to be looking at. Every single day I tell you, okay, this stock I'm looking at, this is a support level, this is why I think it's interesting, this is another stock, this is a support level, this is a support level, blah, blah. Every single day I'm telling you the exact stocks that I'm watching. I make it super easy for you. When you join the community, you also get access to every single one of my trade reviews. So earlier when I was talking about analyzing every trade, like this is it. I make a video in every single trade that I make a video. This is what I did, this is what I didn't do, I could have done this better, etc. This is extremely valuable insights, and I explain the stock I traded, when I entered, why I entered, when I exited. I explain everything in all of these trade reviews. They're extremely, extremely valuable. So if you guys do want to join the Drako Room, click the first link in the description right now to join, because I am going to be closing the group very soon to just focus on the members inside. I personally respond to members inside the community, so if you do want direct access, this is your best shot. Click over here if you want to see a video where I explain exactly how to trade the market open. It goes through the strategy, a little bit more depth. It shows you another example. It's a very good video. And again, guys, subscribe, like, comment, share, everything. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Really appreciate it. Have a nice day. Peace.